Are you having fun in your business? I mean, it should be fun, right? Well, sometimes the fun gets overlooked when you're dealing with the have-tos, the complexities of being your own boss and actually running the show. It's my goal that this, the Fun Business, Fun Money podcast, can help reignite your spark of fun by providing tips, tools, insights, and inspiration so you can enjoy running your business in the simplest, easiest, most fun way possible. I'll be sharing practical tips and ideas that you can implement immediately, along with business and money mindset insights to keep you moving forward no matter what's going on around you. I'm your host, Deirdre Amies, the Fun Business and Money Coach and founder of Powered by Personality. Let's play. Hey there, and welcome back to the Fun Business, Fun Money podcast. Now, obviously, one of the big themes of this podcast is money, along with business and having fun in everything you do. It's right there in the name of it. If you've been listening to the most recent episodes, you'll have noticed a lot of focus on money, and particularly around how your money archetype or personality influences your relationship with money. And yes, I think I just said money like 4 times in that one statement. There is no escaping it if we're going to have a healthy, positive financial relationship. I mean, there's no point in making bucket loads of money, doing whatever it is that you do, or even winning the lottery. Hello, that would be nice. If you have a crappy relationship with money, it's just going to up and leave you, no matter how much of it comes into your life. So I like to think that all this positive talk and energy around money is kind of like relationship counseling, making sure that both you and money are seen and heard so that you can have the most incredible, awesome, amazing time together. And that's why today's episode is titled, How to Feel More Confident Talking About Money. Because all too often, we give away our power around our finances, particularly if you identify as a woman, or basically anything other than a male, because that's how we've been raised for literally generations. Now, that's a rabbit hole that I don't want to go down right now, because trust me, I am very passionate about breaking the rules of the patriarchy. It's downright insulting that anyone thinks gender plays a part in our ability to be, do, or have something, because we are all human beings. See, I'm already feeling that energy stirring up. So no, we're not going there today. That's an in-depth topic for another day. So I will apologize in advance because that's probably going to be simmering away under the surface through this entire episode. So what I want to focus on with you today is a technique that I use with my private and group coaching clients to break down the barrier between you and your inner power around money. And I just want to add a little something here around power and money. Notice how you react to those two words together, power and money. What image just popped into your mind? How do you feel in your body? And where in your body do you feel that sensation? Because all of those play a part in how we talk about money. So if you instantly go to, when I say power and money, you go to, say, a man in a suit, a Wall Street type, who is ruthless when it comes to money, then you're not alone. That's a very common thing. Or maybe your mind goes to the powerfully wealthy woman that looks down on others and treats them like garbage, Devil Wears Prada style. Again, a very common theme or misconception that's perpetuated by movies and TV. Let me tell you straight up, you don't become an obnoxious, horrible person if you have money. because there are plenty of obnoxious, horrible human beings without money as well. So those and any other negative energy scenarios that you might come up with, that's exactly why we need to heal our relationship with money. A big part of that is how we talk about money. So feeling empowered in money conversations is an absolute game changer. Doesn't matter if you're an employee, employer, if you're in business for yourself, or even an unpaid support person, which is another whole topic that winds me up. You deserve to be compensated appropriately for your work, no matter what it is. If you're a stay-at-home parent, an intern, a caregiver, all of it. See, there it is again. Can you see how important it is to feel confident enough to stand up for yourself in money conversations? It's literally everywhere, every day, no matter how much we say we're okay with not being paid for something. All right, let's get straight into this technique that I use with my clients, because I'm sure you're wondering, what is that? I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen, or open a document on your computer or device, whatever works for you. And if you're driving, don't do either of those. Just listen. You can come back to this later, or you can check out the show notes for the full transcript. I want you to jot down the single biggest challenge that you have when talking about money right now. I always give my clients a big list of things to prompt their thinking, but for the purpose of this, I'm pretty sure something is going to stand out for you. It could be stating your fees out loud to a potential client on a sales call. Maybe those words just squeak out and they lack confidence. Maybe you struggle to discuss the finances with your partner or your spouse. Or it could be that you want to invest in something and it's going to be a stretch, so you need to apply for a business loan to do it, or a personal loan, whatever it is. Whatever that thing is that you need to talk about money and it's feeling a bit uncomfortable, jot it down. Now, I'm going to go through this exercise using one of those things that I've just mentioned as an example, which is really common. And it's stating your fees out loud, because that's something that takes a bit of courage. Trust me, I have been there. And if you're now raising your fees because you're actually valuing your time, your energy, and your expertise, you're going to have that conversation with your existing clients to tell them that their cost for your service is going up, or your product, whatever it is that you do. So the next question to ask yourself is, what am I secretly afraid of in this situation? I know, fear. We're all afraid of something on some level. It doesn't have to be so completely paralyzing that you want to run and hide under the duvet for a week. It could just be a minor discomfort. That's still a fear. So what are you secretly afraid of in this situation? I can tell you the most common things, which are rejection, not being liked, not being approved of, being judged, ending up with nothing, or even losing love. They're all kind of similar, but there are subtle variations, and one may be more relevant for you than the others. So, using my example where I want to state my fees out loud to new and existing clients, and I'm secretly afraid that they're going to judge me as greedy or too big for my boots. They're going to say, "Ha, that's ridiculous. Who do you think you are?" And of course, as I'm saying that, I'm picturing a person just bursting out laughing and pointing, which nobody actually does except in the movies. But that's still a valid scenario that our subconscious minds come up with. Our brains are so weird, aren't they? So, of course, that leads us into the next question. What are you telling yourself about this situation? In this example, it's that talking about your fees is like being under the microscope or in a negative spotlight. It's uncomfortable and it feels really vulnerable, which we like to avoid. But as the amazing Brené Brown reminds us on the regular, vulnerability is in fact courage. They're like that, asking for what we want to be paid, we feel vulnerable. But the other person is more likely to see a ballsy, courageous move where you're stepping up and saying out loud what your time, energy, and expertise is actually worth. And that's an important distinction to make. When we communicate with others, there's more than one conversation going on. I remember going to a 3-day personal development seminar, and the person running it pointed out that there were actually 120 seminars happening in that moment because there were 120 people in the room, and everyone would interpret it differently based on their perception and experiences. That's always stuck in my mind, especially when it comes to all those shouty opinions about what's true and what's not. So now that we know what we're afraid of, in this example, it's judgment. The next important question to ask is, what if being afraid of that judgment, or whatever your actual fear is, was no longer important to me? What if that, being afraid of that, is no longer important to me? Imagine that fear is written on a whiteboard and you can simply grab the eraser and wipe it out. It's no longer important. It's not there. How would you feel? I think in this example, it would feel pretty damn great. You just simply state your fees, and that's it. You don't need to fill any silence that may follow because that's thinking space for the person to absorb it. And you don't need to instantly offer a discount or anything in order to justify what you charge. How would it feel if that fear was no longer important to you? Whatever that feeling is, write it down as the reminder of what you want to feel, not what you've always had or felt in the past. The next question to ask yourself is, what's the gift in this conversation? And that is gift, like a present, not GIF, little animated clips that I send to my friends. This is about focusing on the good, positive things about talking about money, because we hear so much about the bad stuff. We don't talk about the good stuff often enough. There is always a gift. What would you achieve? What would you create? What would you earn, do, be, or have if you go ahead and have this amazing money conversation? How good will it feel to speak up and be heard regardless of the outcome? That right there is a gift to yourself because you're releasing the pent-up energy that usually blocks you in this situation. And one last question. What do you want to say? Now, I don't know about you, but I always feel better about going into an awkward situation fully prepared. I like knowing what I want to say beforehand so that I feel like I can confidently guide the conversation and show myself as a leader. When you feel prepared, instead of just winging it or feeling like you've been blindsided, you get an instant confidence boost. You know what to say. You know when to say it, and you know how you want it to come out. Real life example, when I used to state my fees for my coaching packages in the early days, the words would literally stick in my throat. I would and ah my way around the topic. before just finally blurting it out in this kind of quiet, squeaky tone. And I had to build my confidence around saying the number out loud. I would practice it so that it flowed as naturally as saying, "Pass the salt, please." I would walk around the house saying it. I would say it out loud as I was driving, while I'm cooking dinner, or in the shower. I'd get my hubby Shay to ask me just randomly through any time of the day, "How much is it to work with you?" So that I could see how it felt to just talk about it out of the blue. And I actually really love that phrase, "pass the salt." It's no big deal. It's such a common, natural thing to say when you're sitting down to a meal. Everybody says it at some point. That is how easy we can talk about money when we get over the weird awkwardness or that stigma around this thing that we all want and need in order to create the freedom that we want, but we're so conditioned not to talk about it. And if you've ever worked in a corporate setting, there is often a clearly written stipulation in your contract, a clause, that your remuneration is not to be discussed with anyone other than your manager. It's reinforcing the message that talking about money is taboo or shameful. People are going to judge you for sharing what you're earning. And I think management seem to think that there'll be an all-out employee rebellion because you might be getting paid more. Hello, gender pay gap. Again, and a topic for another day. So let me just summarize those questions for you. So they're in one nice, neat list. The first question is, what's the biggest challenge you have right now in talking about money? What's that situation where you notice it the most? Question 2, what are you secretly afraid of in this situation? Question 3, what are you telling yourself about this situation? What are the consequences? Number 4, what if that fear was no longer important to you? Number 5, what's the gift in this situation? And number 6, what do you want to say? So once you've got clear answers to those questions, which doesn't have to take a lot of time, by the way, this can be a 5 to 10 minute exercise. Don't overthink it. Once you've got those answers, you can decide on a new action. What are you going to do today that will help you implement this? It could be that you're going to write yourself a script so that you know exactly what to say and it'll prompt your thinking. You could do like I did and get someone to ask you, what does it cost? And so that you can hear the words roll off your tongue any old time. Whatever your action is, I want to hear about it. I would love to know. Send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram. I'm at Fun Business, Fun Money on both platforms, and tell me about it. Now, of course, this is just one small piece of the money mindset work that I help clients with, both one-on-one and in my group program, Sacred Money Archetypes. So if this exercise has opened up some new possibilities for you, and I hope it has, and you want to take your money mindset to the next level and beyond, because there is always another level to reach, I'm taking enrollments for the Sacred Money Archetypes group program right now. It's a 9-week self-study course with pre-recorded videos, audios, and workbooks to support your growth. Beginning on Wednesday, the 12th of April, 2023, we will be having weekly live Q&A calls on Zoom. You, me, and the other group members talking about money in a whole new way. Each week, you'll have access to a new module that you'll work through and then come to the call to share your discoveries about your unique relationship with money. We all have different personality traits that influence that relationship, which is why how one person achieves financial success is not necessarily how you will achieve financial success. So, Sacred Money Archetypes, or SMA as it's referred to, is a really fun and interactive way to work on your money mindset. It's a safe space where nothing is silly or stupid. No one is putting you in the spotlight or making fun of you for declaring what you want. We have a lot of laughs. Of course, that's inevitable when you're working with me. And we really do empower your money conversations. You'll be surprising the crap out of yourself when the words just flow easily and you are feeling amazing about the whole situation. You'll find the link to the website with all the details in the description and in the show notes. It's deirdreamies.com/SMA. And I'm even going to spell that for you because this is super important. It's DEIRDREAMIES.com/SMA. myname.com/SMA. So that's what I've got for you today. I hope those 6 questions will help you see how you can feel more empowered and confident with your money conversations. If you've got any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can send me that DM on Facebook or Instagram to @funbusinessfunmoney or email hello@deirdreamies.com. You'll find the link to all of those in the show notes. Take care. Have fun playing with your money conversations, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for joining me. If you found this episode useful, make sure you hit that follow button on your chosen podcast platform so you get the notifications when each new episode goes live and you don't miss anything. If you know someone who would also get something from it, don't be shy, share it with them. One of the best things about being a business coach for online entrepreneurs is helping them make sense of their creative ideas and turn them into a simple, clear business system that actually makes money. A client recently described me as a castle building expert. You've got the big vision and some of the building materials already, but you don't quite know how to bring it all together into a solid foundation. Then I come along and I show you the blueprint that makes sense of it all. I love that analogy. And I'd love to show you your personalized blueprint, the one that's just right for you and your clients. But I can't do that until you join Ignite, my business and money coaching program. So head on over to deirdreamies.com/Ignite for all the details. Fill out the application form and let's talk about building your castle in the simplest, easiest way possible.